All right, shalom, Shir Yeshub, Judah here with the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast Extra. Before I get into the news for today, I got a quick announcement to make. The Fringed Up Family Fest that will be July 30th in the ATL. Don't forget that you can win tickets on the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. We will be giving away 2 tickets a night on our scheduled recording night, which is on Wednesdays. And we have a total of 9 now to give away. We were able to bless someone with a ticket just last Wednesday. They will be in the house. So yeah, here on the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast, we will be sponsoring at least 10 people to the Fringed Up Family Fest that will be happening in Atlanta, Georgia, July the 30th. There will be a host of truth artists there. DJ Judah will be on the ones and twos, if I'm not mistaken. And hey, it's going to be a classic, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first annual, so it's going to start off good, and from there it's only going to continue to get better. So don't forget, on the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast, Wednesday, you can only win if you are there with us live, 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. You can only win if you are there with us live. We will be giving away tickets to the Fringed Up Family Fest. Now, with that being said, let's get right to the news. So first thing I want to get into is some Trump news. And before I get into this, let me say off the top, for those who may not have been listening all that well, some of our previous shows, I am not a Trump supporter, okay? I do not support Trump, okay? I am not a Trump supporter. But what I do want to do is show how the media has been weaponized to control the masses of us who are at the bottom, okay? So, Trump hazardly stashed military secrets throughout his home, the indictment says. I'm going to pull this article up and we're going to go through a little bit of it. Then we're going to then we're going to commentate on it as well, right? But I'm going to show you how the powers to be, how they actually work, okay? What it is that they do to accomplish what it is that they are trying to accomplish. So here we got Trump hazardly stashed military secrets throughout his home, indictment says. A federal indictment unleashed Friday charges former President Donald Trump with 37 felony counts, stemming from an investigation into the presence of a trove of classified information at his Florida estate and other locations after he left office. Prosecutors led by Special Counsel Jack Smith alleged that Trump arranged to remove a massive collection of highly sensitive, classified material, which consists of intelligence about the defense and weapons capabilities of the United States and foreign countries, to his private residence as he left the White House in January of 2021. It goes on to say he had aides stash those records in boxes that also included personal items and ordered them shipped to his estate in Mar-a-Lago at the end of his tenure, according to the indictment. The 49-page charging document also says that on at least 2 occasions, Trump showed classified records to visitors without security clearances at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, including the map of a military operation to a representative of his political committee. As the Justice Department began inquiring about the record stashed at Trump's home, the indictment alleges Trump ordered an aide, Walter Nuwuda, to begin moving boxes with classified records to obscure them from investigators. Trump did this without informing his attorney, who was preparing to search Trump's property in compliance with court authorized subpoenas to recover the records. So I just want to stop there, okay? Let's be honest. What has Trump done that no other president before him has not done? That's the question that I'm asking right now. What is it that he has done that is so different than every other president before him? At the time of Trump's tenure, he was number 42. So you telling me that 41 presidents before him, right, have never left the White House with documents that they were not supposed to leave? We could take up a whole 3-hour slot talking about a lot of the wrong that Biden is into at this particular time. But yet he, some kind of way, has not been making the news on his improper actions that he has been obtaining. We see a lot of firsts when it comes to Trump. This is the first time a former president has been indicted. Now, understand, it says 37 counts. Why so many? Because it only needs one conviction for him to have to serve time. And the way that all of this is going, people, I do believe that we are going to see the first former president of the United States not only face these indictment charges, but also be arrested on felony federal charges. I believe that that's what we're going to see. Again, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm riding with him when he say that this is a witch hunt. This is not the first time that this has happened. Pence was just at a town hall meeting and he was talking about the papers that he had when he left. He hasn't been indicted. You don't think that Barack Obama left the White House with stuff that he was not supposed to have? We ain't heard nothing about him being indicted. Why the indictments? Why is it so important that Trump be scrutinized? Because the media has become a weapon. What we are seeing, people, is the media pulling the strings of us, the people who are at the bottom, to get us to react how they want us to react. They're playing with dynamite, and they know this. If Trump is convicted of one crime, and if Trump goes to jail, it's going to be total chaos in the streets, and they know this. This is exactly what they want. This is going exactly as planned. As I was talking to Oxafy just today, I was saying, look, man, it baffled me that Trump is going through all of this, and it made me ask the question, how did he even get in office? We know that these people pick and choose whom they're going to put in office. After all, United States is a corporation. It's not a country. And when we're looking at the president, the vice president, the speaker of the House, the treasurer of the department, when we're looking at these certain positions like this, all we're looking at is talking figures. That's all we're looking at. There is a real CEO of the United States of America. There is a real vice president of the corporation of the United States of America. And between these people, they choose who they want to represent their corporation. So they chose Trump. Why did they choose Trump? They chose Trump for where we are at right now. Excuse me for how I said that. So I'm going to repeat it. They chose Trump for where we are at right now. This is all part of the plan. All of this stuff has been rolled out together with the pandemic. All of this is part of the plan. If you have been paying attention to any of our previous shows, our past shows that we have had, we've been telling you that they are inciting race wars, race riots within this place amongst the people. They know good and darn well that if they indict Trump, the streets are not going to be safe. They're not. That'll give them that opportunity. For what? To declare a national emergency? That'll give them the opportunity to declare martial law? That'll give them the opportunity to put curfews in major cities? That'll give them the opportunity to be able to bind the people and bring them under full control. You thought January the 6th was a fiasco? Wait until this show is over with. They know what they're doing. Trump never was one of their people. They allowed Trump into a secret society for this cause right now. 37 indictments. Why so many? Because they really don't have anything, but if they can prove probable cause on one and then have a conviction on one, Trump will serve time. And if Trump serves time, the streets are going to be dangerous. Know what they're doing. All of this is planned. Now, if Trump is in on the game, I am sure I do not know. Because like I was telling Oxify, Trump may very well believe that that people votes got him into that White House. He may believe that. That's the arrogance of Trump. But what I do know is that the people love him. That I do know. I do know that the people, my wife and I just saw one the other day at Walmart. Make America great again. It flies all through our neighborhood. Trump. By far and large, the people in America, the Republicans, the right wingers, they love Trump. And if for some strange reason, and I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but for some strange reason, Trump is convicted of just one of those 37 charges, and he does time, it's not going to be pretty in them streets at all. Real quick, Houston just had a gun buyback. And by all means, from what you could see, it was successful. I believe they got upwards, and this was the third time that they done it, and I believe that they got upward to about 1,400 guns that they say, quote and unquote, off the streets, right? Look, people, they're not getting guns off the street. Why did I bring this up? Because I need you to understand what's really happening. What they're doing is they're getting guns out of the hands of so-called African Americans. That's what they're doing. Do you really think the white people are taking their guns to these gun buybacks? No, they're not even marketing to white people. They're marketing these guns to us. But when you go back and look at, and I'm going to go as far back, go back and look at the last 10 mass shootings. Go back and look at them. Why are we being marketed to give back our guns? Well, for one, because we're easily persuaded. You don't have to say a whole lot to persuade us to see things their way. Where are these guns going when they get them back? They say they get them off the streets, but they're going to the very people who are trained to cause us bodily injury. They're not getting guns off the streets. I heard a statistic just the other day that I almost believe. I don't really know if it's true or not because I have a hard time believing anything that I hear from the media, but I almost want to believe this. It says that Texas is the only state in the country that has more guns than people. I almost want to believe that. So how are you getting guns off the street when you're only marketing your gun buybacks in a city as big as Houston only to one demographic of people? You're taking away the guns from the black people. I do not advocate violence. I do not advocate murder. I do not advocate gun violence, but I do advocate personal protection. Be careful when you're dealing with these snakes. Our last story, before we get up out of here, Wendy Williams. Now, she is a person that, this is the last person that I thought that I would ever be talking about on either a Truth Be Told Flex Podcast Extra or even a Truth Be Told Flex Podcast, right? I never would have believed that I would be talking about Wendy Williams. But weaponized media with Trump, they're controlling the people. They're going to cause a fight in these streets. Need to be preparing ourselves for that. Now, weaponized courts. Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Jr., claims that he was threatened with arrest over mom's return to New York City. Former talk show host Wendy Williams' only child claimed he was threatened with arrest if he did not return his mother to New York City from Florida while he was caring. I want you to see that, while he was caring for her in 2022. RadarOnline.com has learned Kevin Hunter Jr. accused Judge Lisa Sokoloff of threatening him with kidnapping charges if he did not assist in his mother's return to the Big Apple last year. Judge Sokoloff was appointed to oversee Williams' guardianship case, which was brought after the former talk show host suffered a series of mental and physical health crises. Kevin Jr. revealed how the judge warning came to be and confessed how scared he was at the time. The judge threatened me with an arrest and said I'll be held in contempt if I didn't bring her back to New York, Kevin Jr. told the U.S. Sun. Listen, people. The courts is threatening Wendy Williams' son, whom she gave birth to, whom she raised. And now it's his time to take care of her because she can't do it for herself. But the courts is threatening this kid kidnapping charges. Go figure that. You are going to threaten him with kidnapping while at the same time, you're trying to kidnap her. You're kidnapping her from her son. So if we was to put this on a scale, who do you think would have the best interest at heart when it comes to Wendy Williams? Her son, Kevin Jr., or the courts in New York? You're going to threaten her son with kidnapping so that he can aid you in kidnapping her and bringing her back to New York to you. When you look at the full scope of the measure here when it comes to Wendy Williams, a lot of her problems is because of these people. So if the court is her guardian, that means that they're managing what? Her estate as well. So they have control not only of her, but also of her money. It would probably benefit them to keep her in the condition that she is in so that they could continue to control her estate. So now her son has absolutely no clue on what to do, because if he keeps her, he's going to be charged with kidnapping and contempt of court. But if he take her back, he know that they are a problem. So what does he do? Well, I can't tell Kevin Jr. what to do, but I can certainly tell you what I would do. They would just have to hold me with contempt of court if this was my mom's. I would take those kidnapping charges if this was my mom's. Ain't nobody gonna take care of my mama the way that I do. So when all of this go down, the people are going to know that, hey, I was fighting for the well-being of my mom. Why is it so important that you get my mom? Why is this so important to the point that you're going to charge me with kidnapping if I don't give you back my mom's? Wisdom of Solomon tells us that they will use the law as the strong arm, and they will hold the weak and the feeble as if he is nothing. And we're seeing that play out in real life. I have not even heard about this story on the news at all. No entertainment news, no local news. I just ran across this article and I read it and I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is this lady's son. If anybody should be qualified to take care of her, it should be him. But the judge is saying nope. The courts are saying nope. Get her back to New York or you will be held with contempt of court, and we will file kidnapping charges on you. I would love to hear from the people on these stories. How do you think it's going to happen? Go down with the Donald Trump situation. Do you think that they're going to find him guilty of something out of the 37 charges that he has been indicted with? And the proof is in the pudding that they really don't have a whole lot, because if you have a 37 indictments and you only have a 49-page charging document, that don't add up. I would think that your charging documents would be a lot heavier than 49 pages. What about Wendy Williams' son? Is the court right for forcing him to bring his mama back to New York? Talk to me. Let me know how you feel about this here. And again, don't forget, Wednesday nights, your opportunity to win tickets to the tickets to the Fringed Up Family Fest that will be happening in Atlanta, GA. Until Wednesday, I am Shia Yeshub Judah. Shalom. And may the Most High continue to bless. Barakatah.